Okay, this is a tutorial about Marquee, and here we are in Avid Media Composer. And I have here a few bins. One I have with the footage, which is in this case they're just photographs. And we are going to basically use Marquee to create some kind of interesting text that normally we cannot do with the title tool in Avid. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to open clip, new title, marquee. And the first thing we see is the photograph that it was in the timeline. That doesn't mean the photograph is in marquee. The text will still be translucent, but if I click here on the background, you can see that there's nothing going on. And if I create any text on top of that, let's say, let's type the word text, all right? And then I click on the background, you can see that the text is on its own layer. It's not like the car in this case is not part of the title right now. It's going to be separated from the title. All right, let me delete that. Okay, so let's say we want to create here a nice text that goes along the curve here. All right, so what we're going to use is the tool that is path, and basically what it does is we just draw a shape. So we click here on the shape tool, and then you click whatever you want around here on the bottom left once, and then you click where you want the path to finish. Let's say there. Okay, now this is an object, but what we need to do is go to the object menu and select convert shape to path. So then that shape become a path, and when I click on the text button, it will automatically align it to start typing right there. So let's type the word bad parking. The font is right now is a little big, so I press Control A or Command A in Mac to select the whole thing and make it a little smaller right there. Okay, now I click on the arrow here on the edit tool and click anywhere else. Now it looks good. You can always adjust things with the rotation tool to make it look more like real, that belongs to the curve a little bit. But overall, you get the point. All right, so that is the bad parking there, and you can apply shadows, lights, whatever you want there. So once you are done with that, we are going to save it first in Marquee. Right? Save or save as when you start the title is the same. Okay, so save in Marquee. I'm going to put it on my desktop for now, and I'm gonna call it bad parking text Marquee. Now that is saved in Marquee. So basically, if something happened, if the system crashed, I'm gonna be covered and I can recover that text again. But it's not in Avid yet. To do that, you have to go to File, Save to Bin, basically because you're gonna put it in Avid in a bin. So save to bin. Don't pay attention to these options. You can use the same name. I will use the same name, but actually in this case I'm gonna put a bad parking text Avid to make sure that there's one belong to each other. All right, so bad parking text Avid. There you go. Now the bin is where you're gonna put it. Right now I have selected graphic, but I'm gonna put it in my bin that is called titles. That is depending what is your organization, how you set up. I recommend set up different bins for different purposes. Like I have right here, you can see on the left side, left top, footage, graphics, music, sequences, and titles. It's more organized to work that way. make sure that you have the right drive and not the system drive, and everything is fine. I click save, and automatically it loads it in the source monitor. And you can see the text is just on its own. There's no car. I can put that text anywhere I want. So to add the text in a different track, what I'm going to do is to press Command Y, and that will create another track on top of V1 that's going to be called V2, obviously. All right, and on top of that, I can put the text that I just created. I'm going to click, for example, I'm going to splice about 5 seconds. All right, and I'm going to put it on top of the other one. There we go. It's a little too big, but too long. Let me move it back. There we go. And now you can see that you have the bad parking with the track. Now, what I meant with that the text wasn't part of Marquee when we were creating it. Sorry, that the image wasn't part of Marquee when we created text is very simple. See, right now you have the bad parking as we created in Marquee, but if I move the bad parking to a black area, it's just on its own. And if I keep moving over the next clip, you can see that it's, for example, in the next photo. There it is, bad parking. So the text is always on its own layer, regardless what is on the background. Marquee opens with the background where this line, this position indicator, the blue line, is. So whatever that indicator is, that is what Marquee will take as a reference. All right, but it doesn't mean that the photo is imported in Marquee. No, nothing is imported in Marquee unless you import it in there. All right, and Marquee is not Avid, just to be clear. All right, so that's what it's about in Marquee, making text and making text in along the path in Marquee, and then imported it in Avid Media Composer. I hope you like it. See you soon.